In the anime world, we have a man named Saitama, also known as One Punch Man from the series One Punch Man. Saitama is what I would call a main character at the end of the series, unlike many anime characters in many anime series who train and thrive to become the strongest throughout the series. We have a main character who is already the strongest at the beginning of the series, and can literally one-punch almost every villain he comes in contact to. And this man is known as Saitama. And today we are going to be over the power of One Punch Man and fully give the correct scaling and abilities, and see if he can really one-punch everybody. And before we begin, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more future scaling and debates on this channel. Now, Saitama in his earlier days wasn't as bright as he is now. In fact, Saitama was an ordinary human being like us, and when going home after a failed interview and walking towards and walking home, he meets a crab guy, and this crab guy decides not to kill Saitama because he sees the depression and sadness in his eyes, and tells Saitama that he is looking for a child with a butt chin. And when Saitama continues to go on his path, he then encounters this butt-chin child that the crab guy mentioned and somehow decides not to care and not get involved in the matter. But suddenly, when the crab guy attacks Saitama's body, moves on its own and saves the child. And this makes the crab guy angry and punches Saitama, and Saitama then speaks about his childhood dreams about becoming a hero and uses his tie to pull out the eye of the crab, which resulting in him saving the child. And the child then tells his grandfather about the incident, and the grandfather decides to create a hero association. And after the events of this incident, Saitama decides to fully train and become a hero with a daily workout of
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats. Then a 10-kilometer run. Do it every single day!
And that was basically what he did to become One Punch Man. Now, during along the story, Saitama meets Genos, who becomes student, and they become heroes and fight crimes for the Hero Association, and during which a god-conquering beast, Boros, decides to invade Earth, and Saitama gets to fight this final boss guy, and during which he displays some huge feats, like when he gets knocked over to the moon and jumps right back to Earth in just 19 seconds, which is 14% the speed of light. And it takes light 1.3 seconds to reach Earth, and he continues to dominate Boros in this fight, to a point where Boros has to use his star-level crushing cannon to destroy the surface of the Earth. And Saitama uses his serious punch to knock it out of the way, completely finishing Boros. And after the fight, Boros even admits that he was no match or even stood a chance against Saitama. Now moving on to the manga, where Saitama has showed feats far beyond his anime self and has displayed, and I mean displayed, some mind-blowing feats that are truly incomparable. Going to the battle with the entity known as Cosmic God Garou, who Saitama fights as the big bad. Saitama in this fight decides to go all out due to the enragement for the killing of Genos, and Saitama just goes berserk and shows what he is really like. And in this battle, Cosmic God Garou decides to copy Saitama, and in a moment they clash, and their explosion is so great that Blast has to teleport them out of Earth, and with their clash destroying billions of stars, leaving an empty void in space. Thus, this giving Saitama and putting him at a galaxy-level tier, and during their fight, Saitama seems to output Garou, and even when Garou tries to copy him, Saitama just overpowers him and keeps growing and growing to a point where he is left in the dust by Saitama. And it's even shown in a linear graph by the author, showing Saitama was growing at an exponentially rate, and Garou wasn't even a match for him anymore. And Saitama then shows us a feat which literally funny and impressive at the same time. He literally sneezes and blows away Jupiter, and this is the same Jupiter which is said to be equivalent to size of 1,300 Earths, and Saitama just blowing it away with a sneeze, which is pretty incredible and insane. And later in the fight, Garou decides to teach Saitama his martial arts for him to time travel back to the past and fix things, and Saitama does this so well and learns how to time travel. Well, until he forgets at least. Well, I guess this is much the scaling and power of Saitama, and please use the right scans in a debate. And no, Saitama isn't a boundless character. And I guess Saitama deserves to call himself One Punch Man. And I don't think anyone in his verse can scale to the power and feats that he has displayed. But there might be one character, but that's a topic for another day. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.